All right, hello chat. Today we're doing a quick video, top 5 upcoming chinapla that I'm keeping an eye on, with an honorable mention. Overall, chinapla is a subsection of model kits where they're like Gundam, they're from China, they may be mobile suits that are Bandai designs that, will never get a kit or it will take forever to get a kit. Usually, chinapla is pretty awesome, extremely heavily detailed. They take their model kits extremely seriously in China. And as you know, it's the age of Chinese prosperity. So we'll be going over some brands, and I'll give you some details and things about the companies that I like. Overall, the quality of plastic and QC quality control is not as good as Bandai kits, and they're a little more advanced in terms of building. However, the results that you can get are pretty spectacular. Number 5 goes to whatever SNAA is cooking. They have two more Knights of the Round Table upcoming, Percival and Lemrock. You can see one of the images. It does look a little more sickle. Each of these kits has been pretty good. The best being of the Knights of the Round Table, 1/144th. The best have been Sickle, Giant Axe, and Tristan. The Asmodeus looking one and then Gawain were not as good. These are knight style, but they're also sort of seed inspired. A lot of the Chinese kit will look very seed because Gundam Seed is very popular in China. Number 4, Iron Toys Star Abyss. This is the Gundam Harute, but it's just a 1/100 scale kit. There are two versions of this kit, orange and purple. This one isn't out yet. I don't know when it's going to be out or the price. Typically, China Plug goes from about 60 to 90 bucks or 80-ish bucks on average. Overall, Star Iron Toys had a sort of rough start with the first two kits, but has really improved. They have a uh, premium Bandai colored Exia sort of thing, and I heard that was pretty good. I actually have it in my backlog. Um, though these guys are not, the top end of Chinese kits in terms of quality and engineering. However, they are pretty good, and they are some of the double O stuff. They will also be doing a Virtue and some other double O style kits. Number 3, this is not really as Gundam. It's more of his own thing, but it does kind of give me the Exia with the advanced machinery type upgrade. This you can find on USA Gundam Store and or some other sites that let you pre-order Chinapla. It's around 100 bucks, which for how big it is and how much stuff you get is insane. Uh, this is like an Ernest Core and another company collaboration. The Chinese companies love to do collaborations. Overall, I think this is one to keep an eye on, and it could be higher than number 3. I just don't know a ton about the company, and I don't plan on getting it because I'm out of space. Number 2, the EDDAS Salamander or anything EDDAS is cooking up. In the recent trade show, EDDAS showed, or is it EDDAS, showed off some kits and some pre-production images, and they all look sick. I included the top right image as it's sort of like a Vargal and Moon Gundam style kit, which is super awesome. Their kits do give a lot of late UC vibes or Universal Century vibes, and I really enjoy that. I have their Valkyrie and Asgard. The Asgard I loved, even though some people complained about the metal joints. It's just such an imposing suit. It looks great. The colors are great. Decals are great. I did break some of it just because I was moving, and I do wish some of the fit and finish was a little better. Overall, it's such an incredible kit, and for 65 bucks that I got that for, I went ahead and bought the Valkyrie for 80 bucks from New Type. This is probably one of my fastest rising Chinese companies in terms of kits and issues. Here's the honorable mention, Fat Cat. These guys are super awesome. They're they make real grades into 1/100 scale. This one is on the list because you can already get it, and two, there is no B frame in the arm. They did something to recreate the B frame with plastic, and you build it yourself. Overall, I think Fat Cat is a great baseline kit. The quality and finish is not too bad. They do redesign the runners so they're a little different. Highly recommend. I built their RX-78. They have a special edition coming out. I'm probably skipping that. But this I think you can get right now. Highly recommend Fat Cat if you would like a 100 kit. The RX-78 real grade 2.0 is probably the best RX-78 we have, barring the Perfect Grade Unleashed, and now it's in 1/100 scale. So that's the best master grade style kit. The God Gundam also doesn't have a master grade that's new. The last one came out, I think, 04 or 1994, and it has screws. I built that one. It felt a little cheap and like a little toy-like, but it wasn't terrible. Also, this does include all of the fire effects that come with the premium Bandai expansion. Sadly, no horse, but the price and value is very good. Number 1, anything by Infinite Dimensions. This is a collaboration with Animistor and Infinite Dimensions. Infinite Dimensions, as you know, used to previously make resin kits, and they went off their own thing. When they worked together with SNAA, they call themselves EDDAS. But I don't know anything much about Animistor, but they're doing a 1/72 scale kit, which this means it'll be huge. By the way, Perfect Grade is 1/60, so it's the same scale as the Sky Defender. And even though the Nemesis, their latest release, was supposed to kind of compete with the Sky Defender, that was 1/100, and this is 1/72. The price on this could be easily $200. We don't know when it's going to come out, maybe early next year. Uh, Again, it has very similar proportions and style to the Nemesis. However, I think they go beyond it and perfect it. It's definitely a little simpler. It has a similar style Nemesis head and is very Seed-esque in terms of the backpack and some of the proportions. This is definitely one of the must-get ones. I just don't have space and or money. Overall, I do like anything Infinite Dimension does or in Era. They are probably currently the second best company. Number 1 being Solomon, but they usually only release one item every 2 years. Number 1 being their Solomon Facialis, and right now that just came out, the Axis Osiris Defender. So this has been my thoughts on what the top 5 upcoming kits are for the end of this year, the beginning of next year. There are a ton of Chinese kits coming out in master grade form and some in 1/144th scale. So much so it's a little overwhelming to keep track of them. But if you want to build master grades and are upset there aren't as many modern master grades, I would give a look at the Chinese kits. They're great. They're not going to poison you. Amazing build. I order from whatever AliExpress shops, and I've not really had an issue. Uh, they have like the Licorice. The original release was a crappy brown color, but now they have in Titan's color, and that looks much better. You got so many kits. You got Solomon. You got In Era Thunderbolt 2.0. You got the In Era Ruling. You got many In Era kits like the Lizard. You got like the Bailu. You got your motor nuclear kits, but they're more of their own thing. You got just a ton of really good stuff. In my backlog, you have things like the Shenmue model Gold Warrior. You got the V Tiger High New Color. You got the Star Toys, Starfall, whatever, Exia Edition. I mean, they just have a lot of great things, and I would look into them. Also, they just have just Riz. They have Riz, and they go above and beyond in terms of value, build, complexity, and features. They make Master Grade Extreme look a little bit like a joke in some cases. But again, the nubs, the plastic quality, the fit and finish is not as good, and the variance is much higher. Also, sometimes it can be a little more challenging to build because the runners lay out and the amount of plastic that you have. Overall, I love Chinese Gunpla or robot style model kits, and I do want to see some simple and elegant kits. If you want Gundamish, you know, most companies will do that. Motor Nuclear is kind of like their own thing. Mechacore is like extremely expensive, extremely part separated, extremely difficult. Um, anyway, if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I'll try to answer them for you.